Seattle. We're looking at Dragon today, and we're looking at some variations kind of done in sets of some of the techniques that we pulled out of the Dragon form. And the one we're going to look at today specifically is called fish hook. And what we did is we took the fish hook concept from the Golden Dragon form, and we extrapolated some techniques to practice that incorporate that idea, principles from the fish hook in the form. So the first one that we'll look at is going to utilize the dragon's head or the middle knuckle fist. And what's going to happen is Eric's going to throw a right hand punch to me, and I'm going to intercept his punching arm with my dragon's head and hit his hand. So he comes in to punch, boom, and there's my strike right into the forearm of the punching hand. So that's going to be the first variation. Middle knuckle fist is intercepting and striking right into that oncoming right hand punch. Now the second one is the traditional fish hook from the form. We use Mateo for this one. This is a traditional fish hook as done in the Golden Dragon form. Let's come in a little bit closer. And the way that this works, the principle is, if you see it from the side, it's an inward-outward block that kind of moves the forearm back and forth like that. If I do it from the front, it's just right in there. Inward block, outward block. You'll notice my hand is kind of soft. We can also notice that it's kind of using the momentum to help move my forearm. So this is good against like a boxer, someone who's throwing a 1-2 punch. So he's going to throw a nice, slow, because I'm an old man, 1-2 punch. He's going to come in 1, I'm going to hit there, and then when that 2 comes in, I'm going to bust it out there. And I'm going to finish with a counter strike, that middle knuckle fisting and right into the temple. So a little bit more at speed, is right in there. So once again, there's that inward, there's that outward, and there's the strike one right to the temple. So that's the fish hook, the actual fish hook from the form. Comes off of, I'm going to intercept. And so for the dragon, my intercept is somewhere between soft and hard. I'm going to put my arm physically as a barrier between the oncoming punch and my body, but I'm not really blocking it. And the thing that makes the intercept different is I'm going to bring my hand into it, take that energy, and guide it just so that it doesn't hit me. And in this case, I'm going to end with a little bit of a grab. So we'll use Daniel here to be my partner. So he comes in, just go slow. So the intercept itself is going to come in right here. That's all I need to do to intercept. And that's just giving enough of a deflection so that his hand doesn't engage my nose. So I come in there and I'm going to turn it. Now let's go ahead and switch. You can see from this side too. The intercept comes in. There's my intercept. I'm going to turn it into a grab. And then as I pull, I'm going to route that strike. So I'm pulling and striking is one unit. So again, right into that. One more time. All right, before we go on, let's talk a little bit about entry. So one of the ways Dragon fights is Dragon creates entries. He forces an entry. So I'll use Eric again. So as I'm fighting, I got to be thinking, as a Dragon fighter, how I'm going to control the fight to my advantage, his disadvantage. We call that, in terms of Dragon form, kind of forcing the entry or controlling the entry. So he throws his punch out. So if my technique happens out here on this side, we call this outside entry. If my technique happens here, this is an inside entry, right? So these first 3 that we just looked at, they were all inside entries. So again, that first one, there's my inside entry there. He goes 1-2 punch. Notice I'm all inside there. So those first couple were all inside entry. The next ones we're going to look at are going to be outside entries. So now he's going to throw the punch. There's my parry, and a parry a little bit different than a block. Where I just got to get his energy moving away from my nose. I don't want to get hit, so we get moving a little bit. So as I parry, my next thing is going to be sort of a back fist, a relaxed back fist. I'm going to hit his tricep insertion, boom, right into that. We put all that together. All right, so I'll hold you there. Right. Now we're going to introduce yet another sort of little technique concept. It's called a smother block. So come on in for a sec. So the way that the smother works, a lot of times, like some of you guys probably saw in Youthful Fist, the form Youthful Fist, it's got a smother block. Well, in Youthful Fist, when we smother, it takes his guard, moves it out of the way, and does some kind of strike. The way that we're going to apply that smother here with the Dragon form, he's going to come in with his punch. I'm going to do a palm circle block, and when I smother, I'm actually going to bring his arm across his body. Not impossible for me to get hit, but I have neutralized his initial punching arm, And this guy might still be able to come across and do a little something to me, but we're making it a little bit harder with that smother. And I'm gonna follow up with my counterattack, which is gonna be a vertical twist. So we put all that together. There's my palm circle block, there's my smother, and there's my strike. The sixth variation of this sort of fishhook set is very similar to the one that we just did. I'm going to palm circle block, so he throws his punch, I'm going to palm circle block to the outside of his arm. And then if you want to smother, if you like that smother, you can keep the smother there. And if not, that's okay too. After I palm circle block, I'm going to step in and I'm going to push his arm. That was very dramatic again, to make me look very strong. So again, set up, you punch it, there's my palm circle block. I'm going to step in, I'm going to add a little bit of push, and then if he wasn't so dramatical, I would follow that up with a vertical fist by shuffling into my opponent. So again, the punch. Now I'm going to do that push. I don't want him falling, so I'm just going to hit him in there, and then I'll do my vertical fist into his face. Okay, and then the last one, we'll use Eric again. Thank you, Daniel. The last one that we're going to do is incorporates that same palm circle block, the same capture from the outside, and then I'm going to turn my elbow into his elbow. So we'll do a slow one. There's my palm circle block, again onto the outside. I'm going to turn it into a grab, like we love to do with the dragon. Then I'm going to pivot, and then using an opposing factors type motion and pulling his arm in. As I elbow out, I'm going to pop the elbow. So we do it at speed. Boom. There's a strike to the elbow. So there we go. That's today's a little quick down and dirty. We had a little master's class with Dragon today, and the students were kind enough after class to stick around and work a little bit with some of this film. But we did 7 techniques from fishhook that we kind of extrapolated that we give to you guys to kind of play around with. So thank you all, and have a good night.